1 year ago, I deleted all of my social media accounts. In this video, I quickly want to reflect on the benefits I experienced from that over the last 12 months, and I also want to look at the downsides as well as talk about what quitting social media actually didn't do for me. Now, firstly, I want to proudly announce that I didn't relapse over that period of time, and I really want to stress that because before, I actually have tried to quit social media a couple of times over the last couple of years, and I never really managed to stick to that for longer than a couple of weeks or 2 to 3 months before I went back into the rabbit hole. So this time something is different, and I later actually want to go into why I think this time I actually managed to stick to it. But before that, let's quickly talk about all of the benefits I experienced over the last months. The biggest one being that I just had way more time to spend on things that really mattered and improved my life. You see, I used to spend several hours, like 4, sometimes 5 or 6 hours a day scrolling through my phone. And that, even though I always felt like I had no time in my life to do all the things I wanted to do. So after having quit, I obviously had way more time to spend on other things in my life, like being with my family, being with friends, working on things like this YouTube channel, for example, spending more time on my fitness and health, and so on and so forth. The second big benefit I experienced was that my overall ability to focus and to be present in the moment has just increased tremendously, just because I wasn't constantly thinking about scrolling. And I think this is a common thing. When we are used to being on social media that much, we very often just have the urge to pull out our phones and scroll. And that will pull you out of the moment. And one more benefit I really want to mention here is that I feel more in control of my life. Just because, scrolling is something that feels like it happens to you. Most of the time, you don't actively decide to do it. It's just your brain on autopilot, pulling out your phone, and all of a sudden an hour is gone and you don't really remember how that could have happened, right? And by the way, I am a person who just likes to feel in control of his life. So whenever that happened to me, I was really unhappy about it because I felt like my time and my life was slipping through my fingers. Now let's talk about the downsides of leaving social media real quick. And I have to say that I don't actually have experienced that many downsides. The one and only thing that really comes to mind is that I missed out on certain things, especially when it comes to like being up to date on sports events or something like that. So there actually have been a couple of occasions where I missed out on certain things and only learned them days or weeks later. But I mean, come on, it's just sports. Doesn't really matter, right? Now the funny thing is, one thing that held me back from leaving social media for years was the fear of missing out. And I always felt like, well, if I'm not on social media, I just don't get certain information. Now, in hindsight, I can say, well, it happens from time to time, but it never is something that's important. And if I'm really interested in something, I can still actively seek out this information somewhere else. So I don't really need social media for that. Now, lastly, let's quickly talk about what leaving social media didn't do for me. Because there are a lot of videos like this out there talking about how leaving social media has positively impacted people's lives. And sometimes it can feel like doing this one thing will magically change everything about your life. And now you are this massively disciplined overachiever just because you left social media, right? And I think that's a little bit exaggerated for once. And secondly, it's just not realistic. I think leaving social media is a great thing. It can make you more focused, more happy, can give you a lot of time back, but it doesn't magically solve all of your problems. And I obviously experienced that as well. So what I want to say is that leaving social media can certainly improve your life a lot, but it's just one piece in the puzzle. One problem I had for many years was that I would just substitute social media with something else that was equally bad or harming my life. So in the past, what happened to me was that I would substitute social media with just playing more video games or watching more TV shows on Netflix, something like that. So I kind of got stuck in the same cycle. And that's something that's totally different for me this time. Because when I deleted social media 1 year ago, quite at the same time, I actually started this YouTube channel. And I kind of substituted passive consumption with creation. And this is something I really want to encourage you to do. When you leave social media, you need to find something you can spend your time on that is actively improving your life and that is also fulfilling in a way. You can make YouTube videos, you can write, you can play music or whatever you want to do, or you could also just do sports. Something active that is really adding to your life in a positive way rather than just wasting your time and making you addicted. So I hope this kind of helped. If so, I'd be glad if you gave this video a thumbs up, commented, and subscribe to the channel. That's really helpful. I hope you're having a nice day, and maybe I'll see you soon. Goodbye.